Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room, where today we are taking a look at the Serenity Pro Melody Pack, the second Pro Melody Pack, which was made in collaboration with MobileMusicPro, Vortex, and me, the sound test room. Okay, so that was an example of a couple of the loops that you get. I will explain exactly what you get. But you will see that I have time stretched some of these, and I've actually repitched the key on this one. So you can mix and match all of these as you wish. You know, you're not locked into any kind of key or time. You can please yourself. I spent an awful lot of work on these, getting them like this spot on. So what you actually get, you get all this audio as well, all these sounds. The whole thing, you get the actual wave files. Okay, and these sounds are all custom sounds. They're not presets from other synth. They're all like programmed and changed and stuff like that. They've all had hardware effects added, software effects, stuff like this. Anyway, so what we're going to do is, we're just going to delete all this lot, the whole thing. We're going to add an audio track for the start off, and I'm going to go into my, you'll see we're set at 100 BPM, doesn't really matter. I've set this, you see, the Serenity audio is in my audio files, and when you buy this, now this isn't a free pack, okay, it's on sale at the moment. It's $9.99 from MobileMusicPro. So if you want to support Vortex and what he's doing, then you know, you can go and buy this pack, and it's made by me, guys. Come on. It's you've got my skills and my sounds. I'm just kidding, but you know, you do get a lot of stuff in here. So we go into Serenity Audio. You do get all the MIDI as well. So if you want to mess around with the MIDI, maybe you like the tunes or the chords and you want to change up the MIDI, you get all the MIDI. So you can do what you like. We'll have a look at that as well. I haven't actually messed with the MIDI. So what you get 30 individual loops. So 30 loops. Each loop is between 8 and 16 bars. I guess most of them are of 16 bars. You can cut and chop them as you like. They're audio loops. But then you also get the loop tails. You get 30 loop tails. So they're exactly the same loops, except these ones here, these will loop perfectly. Okay. So let's say, for instance, let's pick something in the key of C. Oh, it's 100 BPM anyway. So let's drop that in. Like this. No, I don't want to convert it to 48. You'll see the information is written here. It says 16 bars. It's C7. It says 16 bars. It's 100 BPM, but like I said, the BPM is irrelevant because you can time stretch in Cubase and most software now. But let's go. You see, you've got this. It's loop 25, right? And it's called Dreams. Each loop has a name: so distance, bells, dreams, drifting. And this is one of the looped ones. So what we can do now is if we go to loop tails here, and we go to, so it's loop 25 and it's called Dream. So all we need to do is locate loop 25, wherever it is hanging out. My eyes. There we go, loop 25. And we can drop that in as well. And this is exactly, this is the same, no, I don't want to convert to 48. This is the same audio. Now all these audio files, by the way, are 24-bit, so 44.1 24-bit. So all we need to do is drop that in raw, and it's the same, but this one has a tail on it with the effects trail tails out. So when it gets to the end here, it will loop perfectly into this one. And if you think to yourself, well, maybe I want to add a bit more delay or effects, then that's entirely up to you. But what we will also do, and as I will show you now, I will add a MIDI track. Go into my media bay, go to my MIDI files here, go to my MIDI files, and go to the Serenity MIDI, which you also get, and we'll find loop 25. There, oh, there it is, that's quite quick. And we'll just drop that in as well. This is the MIDI file. So this is the MIDI file for this loop, all right? So you don't need the tail on the MIDI file, you've got the MIDI file as it was played by me, okay? So if the MIDI file looks a bit weird or a bit like, you know, like, it's because that's exactly the way I played it, and I wouldn't advise messing with it unless you want to edit it yourself. So all we need to do to duplicate this one is we can just, you know, go copy, paste, and it duplicates our MIDI. But you see there's no tail, and I'm going to actually turn it down at the moment as well. I'm not going to assign anything to that. We can have a mess with that in a minute. So this is very cool. So let's hear what we've got now, and you'll hear as it runs along, it will change. It will just loop beautifully. And when you get to the end, you'll have all that beautiful effects tail that I might have put on with different effects and things. So you've not got a loop that goes dun, 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 and then just stops and doesn't have the effects, you know. So lovely. You'll get the nice tail off at the end now. See? Beautiful. So you've got no jittery. Okay, so that's you get this. You get the audio as well. You know this, right? You get the audio, but you also get the MIDI. Okay, so like M7, this is a MIDI pack you buy from. This isn't an AUV3. It's not an instrument or anything like that. So it's not. It's a MIDI pack, a MIDI and an audio pack. It's a Pro Melody Pack from MobileMusicPro. So I have to explain because Solrak is blind, Vortex, so he wouldn't know. So you need to explain to him anyway. Just so you know, Solrak, it's not an instrument, it's a MIDI pack. You can buy the MIDI pack and get all these sounds and stuff. Right, so let's apply something to this. So we know this is that's what that's what you've got. That's me playing the instrument for you to use. All this is royalty free, by the way. So if we solo the piano and we take it back up in the mix, we've got this. This is what I played. That's the MIDI. Right, so we can now, if we want to, we can start to like, we could, if you want to use the MIDI yourself and change the MIDI out, all you need to do is find an instrument. Well, let's go with something like, I don't know, something that's going to give us loads of, maybe something from, something I know, I've got to know this really well, so because I'm not wasting time. Flow tones. Excuse me. We'll try and find some pad sounds. I'm not sure how to do this. Do we get to things in let me open this full screen a minute. So flow tones, there we go. I want some pads, maybe large hall pad. That might sound nice, actually. That's really loud as well, so we'll actually just lower that in the mix. And now we've changed our sound, and we can go into flow tones and see if we can lovely. Maybe when I get a chance, share some of the hardware synths, some of the synths that we used in this pack. There's I'm flipping it, let me look around. Sledge, the Micro Freak, tons of VSTs. I think I used Valhalla, Supermassive on some of the stuff, Eventide effects, Eventide hardware, loads of everything. I don't keep track of what I've actually. Anyway, so this is Flow Tones playing it, and we can. Now we've made it super lush. Okay, let's drop another one in there, shall we? Let's add an audio track, and for this one, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to drop it in kind of around here. So we know this is kind of in C major. It's actually C7. We'll go to our media bay. Excuse me. We'll look for our audio file, Serenity Audio, loops. We don't want any loop tails now. We're gonna loop one of these, and we can look for anything that's in C. This actually says C7, but anything in C is going to actually work with that. But let's choose something to the different tempo, and I'll show you how to do the time stretching. Excuse me. We're going to put this. We've got this one that's at 90 BPM and it's in C. It's called Elevate, and it's loop number 18. So we're just going to drop that there. And no, I do not want to convert the file to 48. The thing, right, so here we go. So this is the actual thing with the thing. We want to drop this. It's not the right tempo, right? We want it to be at 90 BPM. We want it to be at 100 BPM, and it's 90 BPM, right? So what we need to do is we need to change the, right, we need to go into our stretch here. And you see we're on manual, and what we need to do is hold on at the end. I'm going to use my thing here. And you see what we're going to do is we're just going to put this to 90%. And this is how you can work it out if you've got something that's longer with a tail on it. Okay, so like so if you've got a BPM that's 90 BPM and your tempo is at 100%, you just want to be setting the percentage to the same tempo, so 90%. And now this will fit in with this, and it's going to fit in anyway because it's in C. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to duplicate that. We're going to set our marker. Oops. I switched off my thing. Hang on a second. Let me just set it back to 90%. Okay. And we can duplicate. So we're going to copy. I'm going to set that there. Copy and paste. And it's pasted our loop exactly the same. And then in the end, we can just go in and grab our... We'll do that now, right? Because this gives you an idea. So we're on loop 18. 90 BPM, so we want the tail for that. So we're going to media, so we're going to go loop tails, and it's I think, did I say loop 18? So just go and find loop 18 of the 30. There it is. So grab that, I'll just stick it there for now. No, I don't want to convert it to thing. Now you'll notice that this one isn't obviously time stretched yet because we've just dropped it in. So we're just going to drop it at the end there. And we're going to highlight it and hit stretch. We'll leave it on manual. Manual's absolutely fine. And we're going to drop this to 90%. There you go. And that's now perfect, but with the tail. So yeah, awesome stuff. Okay. So let's see how this sounds, shall we? Dude, come on. It's epic stuff. So dead easy to time stretch. It's also as easy to pitch shift. Okay. So let's drop another one in at, say, let's just add another audio track, and we'll drop it in sort of here. So at the moment, we know this is all in C. Let's go to our media. And we know it's 100 BPM. Doesn't matter what we pick here, right? So we've got one here that's E flat. Okay, so it's E flat. It's got an effects tail on it. Let's drop it in. So it's 120 BPM. So we want to be stretching this out to 120% of its original tempo. So 120 BPM. Let's drop it onto here. This audio track I think I added. Yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? It does not matter. Let's see what we've got going on here. And to be honest, guys, I can't remember. Let's just drop it in. No. It looks like it's 16 bars again. Very cool. Let's go with a stretch on this. It's 100 BPM, so we want to be stretching this out to 120. Would that be right? So 120%. I'm just going to check that actually. So I'm just going to drag that back to there. Could be actually, not sure if that'd be right or not. Looks like it might be. Right, so. So I want to trying to grab hold of the what's it, you know. Okay. So I'm going to start this just after this. I don't know, start it around here just for points of reference for me. Okay, and this is the one with the tail, so that's fine. So yeah, anyway, so it's a nice ambient, serene chord sequence in E flat. But the rest of our thing, this here is in C. Don't be worried about the A minor because we're just moving along. But this is in C and this is in E flat. So we need to be dropping this down with 3 semitones. So we just need to select this and hit transpose here. You can use Pro, but we're only going down 3 semitones. It's no big deal. So we look at semitones and we go, okay, minus 3 semitones. Apply that to that. And now we'll have it drop down 3 semitones, which will now be fitting in with our C. So if we move our thing back to there, see, now we're going to fit in lovely. So this is perfecto. Let's just run it from about here and see what happens. Who knows? Should sound okay. Theoretically. Turn that off. See? Perfect. See how much love and care went into making this pack. It's lovely. So, yeah, so what we spend... So now you've seen how you can manipulate any of the loops in the pack. You can use any of these loops together. You've just got to either transpose them or reset the time, or just pick the loops in the same key and the same speed. But I'm just saying, even though it's audio, you still have basically the same controllers you have over your... This is my chair. You have basically the same control. This is basically the same controllers you have over MIDI. So you can do your time stretching, transposing, etc., with this audio pack. In Cubase, I haven't tried it in anything else, but Cubase is the DAW for working with audio for me. Anyway, so, you know, unless you're working on a desktop, of course, you can use these in the desktop as well. You know, you're not limited to just using it on your iPad. Anyway, so let's have a listen, shall we, to some of the other things that you get before we go. So you've seen how easy it is to build up stuff. I mean, realistically, I would use something like this and then I'd play something over the top of it in the right key sort of thing. So yes, remember that grabbing this pack supports both me and Vortex, but I don't think it's a lot. There's a lot of work that goes into these. A lot of work, I can't tell you. That's a lot. It's a lot of stuff going in, but you can see how nice it sounds, guys. Come on, seriously. Okay, so look, let's look at the loops. Let's look at the loop tails. We can autoplay some of these, so you can get an idea of the kind of cool stuff you get. So we'll run through a few of these, and then we'll, be time to go. Joe's cooking a roast beef. Couldn't get any chicken. Can you believe? Couldn't get any roast chicken. Couldn't get any chicken at Asda. What? Thanks, Tommy. Bless you. It's not so bad now. I've adjusted the tensioner thing at the back, and that kind of stops it from squeaking, which is better. And there'll be a tail. Lovely. You've heard these. I mean, seriously, guys, come on. You could go all Hans Zimmer. And all played real playing, real velocities, real MIDI for all of this stuff. It's all real. MobileMusicPro, breaking the mold of sterile MIDI packs and audio packs. Think you heard that one? The important thing to remember is this is the like, look, you've got Pro MIDI Pack 2, B flat is your key, your basic key, okay, and then you have 110 BPM, and then the amount of loops there is, you can't see it in this, but you would be able to if you dropped it in. The key you can change, especially if you use Cubases. Most people have got Cubases. The time stretching algorithms have been there for yonks and yonks. So don't be too concerned about the key. Just know that if you want the key to fit your track, you're going to need to transpose the key, or you're going to need to stretch. And the formula for stretching is, if it's 100 BPM and if it's 90, you just want to be setting the percentage to the same as the BPM that you're stretching, and then you'll be good. You'll be good to go. It's like quite straightforward, really, and it works really, really, really very well. You've heard that one, I think. Hi, Sean. We've got stuff coming that's going to blow your mind. You did that one. See these lush, and for every one of these that say effects trail, there is the version that will just loop perfectly. So you don't need to worry about trying to get them to loop. You just drop them in, loop, 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 and at the end of where it finishes, just drop the effects tail in, and it'll end perfectly for you. Yeah. I love the effects tail. I think, I mean, even I'm impressed. This is the first time. See, the thing is, when you're making these, and they take a lot of time, you have to imagine the amount of work involved. The piece has to be composed, and then the sounds have to be like, you know, you can't just go and pick a preset and do that. You can't do that, and then you have to like build up this huge effects chain. So when you're like sitting right on top of it and working on it, like the time it takes to work on it, and then all the loops have to be fixed so that they actually loop. You know what I mean? And there's no like clickies and stuff like that. So it's quite time consuming and detailed. So when you're sitting right on top of it, designing it, you don't appreciate it so much until you listen back to it later. And this is the first time I've actually listened to a lot of these back, which is quite nice. You know, it's quite like they sound like really good. See, for example, that has a very long effects tail. Nice. All the loops are either all 8 or 16 bars, and if it's 16 bar, yeah, well, we're not gonna be doing average sound packs, Colin. Or to take it to the next level, you see, I think you can get with some like packs. They kind of they're knocking out generic loop stuff and things like that, you know. But you know, I like to do something that's I don't know, really useful. I mean, you can like, I know this is a paid pack, but you can buy this pack and use these whichever way you wish, you know. Plus, you get all the MIDI as well. So if you maybe like, hang on a minute, you maybe like that, but say, well, maybe I'll try it with a different sound, a piano with tons of black hole on it or something. You've got the MIDI there for you, it's easily to find. You just find MIDI loop 28. You know, it'll be the same name, the same kick, but because it's MIDI, you can do what you like with it. You can transpose your MIDI as well to whatever you want. All played by a real human being. there you go. There's a blast through all 30 of them. Like I said, then you get the looped version. These will loop perfectly. And even if you thought, oh, well, hang on a minute, because there's a bit of a fade out, and then it just kind of starts again, just put a bit of reverb on and you're good to go. There's another trick you could do as well, actually, to get the absolute perfect loop. But, that's I could do that in a tutorial for Cubases. But you've seen how you can time stretch everything. You know, it's easy peasy. Everything works perfectly well because, you just either transpose or time stretching. But there's a lot to choose from that's kind of in the same key, in the same BPM. If you don't want to even mess around with the time stretching type thing, you're good to go. Or load one in and then play some stuff over the top. Make it your own, or use the MIDI. And like we did here with this one with the flow tones, which was the MIDI for this one. So, there's lots you can do, and there's lots coming. Mind-blowing stuff, I tell you. I kid you not. Mind-blowing. Anyway, guys, bless you all. Thank you so much. And I got to also say as well that, it's, Vortex, the amount of work that the guy puts in to putting these out, all the artwork, all the promotion, he has to check every single file I send him. And there's an awful lot of files, that get sent his way. And he is the one that says, right, we want this, we want this, we want this pack, we need this. This is how we want to do it. The name and the whole thing. So it is like a complete collaboration. It's Vortex. Basically, look at Vortex as the executive producer. He just says, hey, Doug, do this, do this, do this. The rest of it, that's the easy bit, For me, that's the easy part. The playing, it's a piece of cake. I love designing sounds and making stuff sound awesome. The hard work then comes when, you've got to put all this stuff together. You've got to promote it. You've got to put it on the site. You've got to make sure it's all, it's not like I can make the pack, right? But there's no way in a million years I'm going to be able to do what he does and set it all up with the website. And, and there's a lot of free stuff on there as well, guys. A lot of free stuff that you can just download for nothing. Absolutely tons of it, actually. Way more. This is only the only second paid pack. So you're supporting, really good stuff. There you go. I'm going to play this thing all the way through, see what happens. It might be a disaster. I've messed with it so much now. I don't know what's going to happen. It might sound okay, though. But yeah, brilliant. Top job. Cool beans. Guys, I will see you all probably tomorrow with some more madness. What even day is it? What even is the day? It's Sunday, isn't it? Have I even got, what is it? Is it Sunday? It's Sunday. Have I got, thanks, Sunday. It is Sunday, isn't it? Of course, because we're having Sunday roast. Yes. Right. Sorry, guys. I don't have a kind of a daily schedule. It's just kind of the days. There's and that was another day. You don't do holidays. Anyway, it's roast beef day, Sean. Absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks, Ivan. Awesome. Kaboomster said it's awesome, so it must be. Thanks, Ivan. Right. All right, guys. Listen. Bless you all. Thank you very, very much. Loads more stuff, cool stuff coming from Mobile Music Pro and me. And yeah, it's all cool stuff. Let's play out with this. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later. Don't forget, there's still time to strike that like. Ta-da!